Breaking news. Xabi Alonso leaves Real Madrid with immediate effect. This is breaking big bomber from Fabrizio Romano. I can't believe it. I was expecting him to leave, but not now. Not now. I was expecting him to leave in the end of the season or get sacked. Either way, but he has had enough. Xabi Alonso has had enough, and I don't blame the guy. I do not blame the guy. Real Madrid, it is dark. It is dark for you guys. Yeah, I can't believe it. But the guy, as soon as the last couple of months, especially last 3 months, he has had enough. You can see it in his face. Player power has won at that club. There's too many crybabies, too many divas. Look at Mbappe, look at Vinny. They didn't make his time at Real Madrid a nice time, a fond memory. They made it difficult for him, and especially Vinny Jr. Shame on you, brother. You are a footballer, you are a grown man, and all you do is cry like a little baby. You don't even earn the right to be starting games week in week out. I didn't agree with Xabi Alonso um, rotating every week between you and Rodrigo. Rodrigo should have been starting every week on that left wing, regardless, because last season you down tools, you gave up, and you threw your toys out of the pram after you missed out on the Ballon d'Or, which was close. It wasn't even a robbery in the first place, so forget about that. The fact that you just stopped playing football, basically gave up, that is shameless, and that is not what a world quote unquote world class player should be. You've lost your world class status. You've lost your respect from the fans, from football fans all over the world. Bun you, bun you. Also, Mbappe, you ain't won shit. You ain't won shit. You ain't won a Ballon d'Or. You ain't even won Champions League. Yes, you got the World Cup. Cool. That was years ago now. What have you done since? What have you done since? And you're moving like you are the main character, moving like you're uncoachable and you can run the team yourself. Go run the team. Go put suit up, put the jacket on, be a player manager, do it all. Run the training sessions, because that's the way you were moving. We saw what you did yesterday, and I'll talk about it later on. But player power has won at Real Madrid, and it's sad. And there's only one other person to blame out, and that is that man upstairs in charge of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, enabling that behavior. When Vinny Jr. had his little strop when he got subbed off by Xabi Alonso in front of the cameras, swearing, going mad in front of the cameras, embarrassing his team, embarrassing himself, and embarrassing his manager. They didn't punish him. Florentino Perez said, nah, I ain't punishing him. That goes to show, that proves that this brother has been enabling their behavior. Enabling their behavior. And one thing I'm going to say as well, you can try and say Cristiano Ronaldo was cocky, arrogant, all of that. But one thing for sure, he did, as much as he was chasing individual accolades, he did not prioritize individual accolades. It was always about winning Champions League. It was always about winning La Liga. That's it. Bare minimum. Every season. Even if he failed, he put in that effort to do it. Or everything else, the accolades after that, he chased it after, but that was not his primary goal. And the fact that he did chase trophies in terms of Champions League, La Liga, etc., it meant by a byproduct, because of his performances, he got the Ballon d'Or. But with Vinny Jr., with Mbappe, they've got it the wrong way, and especially with Mbappe, I think he's got it the wrong way. I think he thinks he can walk in his way through winning a Champions League. He can walk his way through winning the Ballon d'Or. Look at CR7. If CR7 is your guy, is the standard bearer of Real Madrid, and the guy that you look up to, look at his body of work. Look at what he does outside of the pitch. It is night and day. You are nowhere near it. Both of you are nowhere near it. So let's get that straight into your heads. Now let's get on with Xabi Alonso. Yes, player power won. Yes, it was a lose-lose situation, and the fact that he left and it was I mean, apparently it was a mutual agreement between the club. I think he just knew that he was never gonna win. There's some managers, no matter you could be tactically good, you can be a good football man, and I think Xabi Alonso is a very good football in mind. But when you're coaching a team like that with those divas, I don't blame you for being cooked. I don't blame you. However, there was moments in the season where he was to blame. The constant giving up on his in his ways. Basically, I heard from I don't know much of the details backstage at Real Madrid, but I just watched Faisal's video. Shout out to him, and he explained that his plan was to have 6 hours of watching film of opponents, seeing what they can do, how to counter, how to counter their tactics, etc. See what their weaknesses, their strengths, all of that, and then he had to change it to 1 hour and a half. Immediately, just giving up on your standards, on what you are about straight away, and it's showing that you are fragile and you are going to bend to these players' will, and those players disrespected you. The other thing, speaking of disrespect, yesterday in the Super Copa final, Xabi Alonso wanted to give Barcelona a guard of honor out of respect. They won, they beat them. I wouldn't say smoked them, it was 3-2, but they could have scored, Barcelona could have scored way more goals. They just weren't clinical enough, and luckily they won 3-2. But Xabi Alonso wanted to give them a guard of honor. Guess who the quote unquote player coach said? Mbappe, I'm talking about. Get off the pitch. No guard of honor. No guard of honor. Oh, completely overruled his own manager, his own coach. Do you know how mad that is? Do you know how disrespectful that is? I've never seen any player do that. Not even guys like Zlatan Ibrahimovic has done that before. That is ridiculous, and that is beyond disrespectful. And someone needs to slap the back of that brother's head. That is craziness. Craziness. And it was all on camera. All on camera. All full, in complete 4K. That is just problematic. And that's when I think the camel's back was broken, or whatever the saying is. I think that's when it broke the straw. That's when Xabi Alonso was like, "Yep, I'm out of here. I'm leaving wherever they were, Saudi Arabia. Once I'm landing back from Saudi Arabia into Madrid, I'm handing in my resignation." And I respect it. I respect it. However, there's moments in the season where it was his fault as well, tactically wise, getting it wrong, getting the starting lineups wrong, man management wrong, and the fact that, and he has to be highly criticized because the fact that what he's achieved already before with Bayer Leverkusen, he's already got a good reputation, so the expectations are higher. Expectations are higher, and they're already really high when it's you're just a Real Madrid manager by default. But the fact that you've got some respectable body of work, you broke the winning streak, the Bundesliga winning streak of Bayern Munich with that Bayer Leverkusen team. So that's why there's extra scrutiny on you, because you've got a body of work already. It's a respectable amount of body of work. So the pressure was on, and it was times where you fumbled it yourself. However, even if you were the perfect manager and you were cooked, you were set up to fail, Florentino Perez didn't back you up in terms of punishing the players, fixing them up. He was they're his little kids, they're his little golden boys. He will never punish them. He will never tell them off. In his eyes, they can never do anything wrong, and that is the problem at this club. That is the problem at this club. And then you got this other issue now. Well, potential issue. Bear with me. Next manager, interim head coach. Well, actually, it's not even interim head coach. Seems like it's just the new Real Madrid head coach, Alvaro Arbeloa, and he is replacing him immediately. Side note, Ineos, what the hell are you doing? We can't even get an interim manager, and it's been over a week since we sacked Amarim, and they got He got a replacement for Xabi Alonso in less than a day. Shame on you. How? But moving on, Alvaro Arbeloa, and this is where I'm saying I'm gonna explain why this is a potential issue. They don't respect Xabi Alonso, a legend of the club, a solid coach so far in his young coaching career. You think they're gonna respect Alvaro Arbeloa, who's had a an okay career. I'm not gonna say mid, that's disrespectful. An okay career, and is a nobody in coaching. When it comes to Real Madrid and coaches, you're either a Zidane, who is a very, very respectable player, not mad tactical or anything, but a respectable player. So he got the respect of his peers, his players. Or you're Xabi Alonso, who's good tactically, or you are basically just Carlo Ancelotti. Great reputation in terms of in their playing career, and then look at him now. Good with the players, has a reputation for being a good man manager, good people person, etc. And then you got Xabi Alonso, who supposedly was supposed to be talented tactically, but he got disrespected. You think he's gonna be respected? Hell no. Could be wrong. I'm not saying it's gonna definitely happen, but I'm not hoping that it will happen and he'll get disrespected. But from the way those players are moving, I feel sorry for Arbeloa. You have got a tough task with those players, those babies. You I'm playing the sound again. Damn, it's bugging out. Yeah. You are cooked, my friend. You are cooked. I don't envy you. I don't know how you're gonna fix this team up. It says head coach. It's probably gonna be in. I think it's head coach in case, and just so they can save face in case they can't find anyone at during the summer, and just say, yeah, he was the guy the whole time, so they don't look stupid in case they just don't find anyone a replacement in the summer. But they are going to be actively looking for someone in the summer. However, if he proves himself, is also another thing. If he proves himself, wins the Champions League, somehow miraculously wins La Liga, he could get the job. He could definitely get the job. But yeah, Real Madrid overall, La Liga is dead overall as well. So the fact that Real Madrid's being crap as well, it's just not entertaining. That league is so dead. But as for Real Madrid, they need to sort some things out. They seriously need to kick off Vinny Jr. off the club. You can't have both him and Mbappe. They're both bad, but in terms of attitude wise and behavior wise. But Vinny Jr., as of the last year and a half, especially this season, he's been destructive. He has been toxic. And you can't allow that. And also another thing, I think Real Madrid just need to recruit leaders. Bun this Galactico situation now, signing situation now. You've got enough like superstar players. You've just get a leader, get a centre back, especially a centre back. Get a leader type of centre back that is just sensible, no F's given. That type of centre back. Get get another striker, get a playmaker midfielder, and to just basically help with their playmaking because Arda Güler's just not doing it, not doing it right now. I know you're getting Nico Paz back, but he's a kid. You want a kid to be playing around with these immature divas in this team. No, that's not a good environment for him. So get one or two leaders in that team that are just no F's given, no nonsense. They're not even Real Madrid type of players, but they're just no nonsense plug and play players. Just bring them in because your club isn't going to achieve anything and you're just going to be a continuous embarrassment because of divas in your team and allowing it and enabling it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Shocking news. Xabi Alonso is gone. And just before I end it, Xabi Alonso is a talented manager, talented coach. Other clubs are not stupid. They know the situation he was in was a lose-lose situation. He was cooked, and it wasn't his fault. He is going to get signed, and he and if I'm Liverpool, I'm sacking Arne Slot right now, and I'm getting him in straight away. No, no questions asked. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and peace.